Welcome back, everybody, to MLB The Show 25 and the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here in the World Series as the countdown begins to the end of MLB The Show. We are getting ready here to move on to MLB The Show 26, and before we can, this series must conclude. And we started off the World Series in the best way. A dominant and convincing win over the Boston Red Sox, led by Paul Skeens and an excellent pitching performance. The offense got off hot, and they were able to sustain it enough to carry us through into a convincing Game 1 win. Now, the next matchup is set, and it's Shane Baz versus Cutter Crawford. We are back here in Fenway Park for Game 2 of the World Series. It's the Pirates versus the Red Sox, and we are off to a hot start. We took the lead in Game 1, and it's time to continue. Taking the mound for the Red Sox to begin is Cutter Crawford, who through 2 appearances here in the postseason has been pretty strong through 11 innings. He's got 13 strikeouts and a 1.18 whip, so it's definitely looking good for him, and we'll have to see if we can ruin his day. Luis Arraez will be leading off, as Crawford is a righty, which means that I think that we have the best chance of success here today. If we could go up 2-0, oh man, I would really enjoy that start to the World Series. Historically there, it just showed that Arraez has not ever registered a hit against Cutter Crawford, so we'll have to buck that trend today here as well. And taking 2 strikes that trim the edges here from Cutter Crawford, Luis Arraez is quickly behind 0-2. His job is just to get on base. Just want contact from him. And we've spoken many times now about how disappointing it's been in that aspect for Luis Arraez. He has been able to add some power over the time that we've had him. And defending the zone there, that sweeper, we bring it over into left field, but it is tracked down. And Reynolds is going to follow up now, averaging .255 through the postseason, as Crawford gets the first out of his day off of just 4 pitches. And we'll go after that one, that 4-seamer. I thought that was just a little bit more in the zone. And on the opposite end of the spectrum from Arraez, Reynolds is 5 for 6 historically against Cutter Crawford. I do like that they include those random statistics. And defending the top part of the zone there, 92, we foul it away. Late on the timing there as well. Now, at the introduction to the video, I said that we are on a countdown. And, oh, I thought that was going further inside. He fools Reynolds and me. And Crawford's got the first strikeout for the Red Sox. But anyways, what I mean by the countdown is that this is going to be the last series, no matter what, here in MLB The Show 25. It's the World Series. We've pushed it all the way to the limit. And right now we've got the advantage. So we're going to see a minimum of 4 games. Most likely it'll be more than that, as I don't expect the Red Sox to roll over. So for now, let's say there's a minimum of 3 or 4 games left. If this series goes quick and if we win it, or if the Sox turn it around and start demolishing us, they could possibly win it 4 games in a row, would take them to Game 5. So there's a lot of possibilities left with only a handful of games, and obviously one of these 2 teams is going to do it, as Jock Peterson lifts that high into center field, and it's going to be just a routine flyout to end the first inning for Crawford and the Red Sox. Taking the mound for us will be Shane Baz today. I talked last episode about possibly changing the pitchers. You know, Jones would be the natural number 2 next if we go sequentially for the pitching rotation, but Baz has been really good. And if this series goes deep into possible Game 6, Game 7 territory, then, oh wow, come on. First pitch of the game. If it goes into deeper territory, then I'd like to have our strongest guys here. And I know that Jones has performed better than Baz here in the postseason, but I think that Boz has been really, really solid throughout the regular season as well. And for that, he's earned my confidence. And so I'm going to give him game 2. I think that there's definitely plenty of arguments to be made to let Jones have 2. But I just really, I'm worrying about like a bounce back win for the Red Sox. And if they take game 2 here and we're all tied up, and then it goes to Boz, and if he also doesn't have a good day, you know what I mean? Like, I'm preparing for the comeback and the series to be tied up 2-2 possibly. Like, not that I expect Boz to fail. I feel like I'm explaining this in the worst way possible, but somebody somewhere probably knows what I mean. Is I want to keep some strength in the pocket. Jones, I think, is stronger than Boz, so if Boz goes down here and loses in game 2, then we'll have our next best piece out of the entire rotation ready to go. So very convoluted way to explain my thought process there, but I'm happy to start Boz here in the second, and it's the second inning now for Crawford as Sawinski will watch a sweeper in zone. 5 runs in the last 8 games. Sawinski has been excellent here in the postseason, averaging 262 as well. And we'll back off the plate there with that cutter that comes way inside towards the knees. 1-1 from Crawford. I've also noticed that, man, I really, I knew as soon as I started touching the button that I was off timing way too early on that splitter. That was a gift, and we should have given that gift to somebody in the stands. Instead, it's 1-2. But I've noticed that I do a lot of checks on R2 there where I can show the pitch sequence and the possible pitches, check the energy, check the confidence. Man, I do that a lot. And we'll watch that sweeper go outside. It's a full count now to Jack Sawinski. Cruz waiting on deck here in the top of the second. And Crawford getting ready to deliver. And swinging over the top of that splitter, Sawinski goes down on strikes. O'Neal Cruz now to the plate. Sawinski was just early. That's really, really close there. But, yeah, the vision just would not allow him to get a piece of that as O'Neal Cruz is next up. And almost in the same spot, but with a cutter this time. And we're going to swing over that. 0-1. I also had recently... Oh, wow. Meant to check that. I had recently uploaded my first short here for MLB The Show 25, and it's funny that it comes at the very tail end of the series here, but I considered waiting until MLB The Show 26 to do it, but I also felt like, you know, if there's any room for error on the experimentation or implementation of doing my first short, then I might as well try it here in a series that's ending as we're tied up in knots for the sweeper. Cruz goes down, and that's 3 strikeouts for Crawford. So anyways, I put a short up, and it was the highlight of Evan Carter hitting the 2-run blast to kick off the scoring for us there in game 1. And got a lot of views on there, so thank you guys if you watched that. I appreciate it. As of the time of this recording, it was over 700 views on that, so I don't know how to gauge success other than to scale it against the rest of the views that my videos get, which typically tend to be around 50 to 100 views or so. So a roaring success for me, and I'm really happy about that. So thank you guys again for that. That was pretty cool. And Sidelinker down 1-2 now, as the timing has been a little tricky to figure out for Crawford. I don't know if he's just been mixing or locating his pitches really well, but that is another strikeout. Both teams still looking for their first hit, as we'll begin against Alex Bregman in the second, and a slider goes across the plate for strike 1. We'll go 4-seamer, and we'll aim down and in now, and that's another really good one from Boz. I'd like to try to get this curveball working now. We're going to aim low and away. Bregman swinging over the top. Bart recovers it from the dirt, and that is a strikeout with an assist from our catcher. And Tristan Casas next to the plate. We'll start him off with some heat, and he'll foul it away. I want to go to the circle change now, see if I can change the timing up. under the zone, and he's nowhere close. He's swinging in another zip code right there. Wow, that was really something. Now, normally I'd go circle change, low and away again here, or maybe a curveball, but I think I want to try to challenge him with a fastball, and we're not aiming in the zone here. We're aiming low and inside. I just want to swing, and he does not give it to us. It's 1-2. What about a circle change, low and inside? What'll that do for us? Well, that'll get a strikeout, and he watches it. Wow, nice job. Boz bouncing back here from our lackluster top of the second inning where we struck out over and over. And Spencer Horowitz here, former Pirate, is 0-1 now. And he goes after the slider. Boz is going to be able to show off some fielding skills there, and that's a nice bottom of the second. And here's the man himself, the star of that short. The very first one, it is Evan Carter. I'd love to see him take a big role in this game as well. We're swinging on the first pitch, and it's just a ground out to second base. Not even 97 speed will save him there. Joey Bart is next to the plate in the 8th spot, averaging 119. It has been an incredibly challenging and frustrating postseason for both him and I, I'm sure. And we'll swing over the top of that splitter. That's good timing there, but it's a bad pitch to go after. I probably should have just let that go, but it's 0-1. And felt like the timing was good there. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, the graphic down there says it was good. We all know how untrustworthy that is, but it did feel good. So 0-2 now. I'm looking for some breaking pitch outside, most likely low. We'll see what he gives us. Well, close. That's a splitter. And it is yet another strikeout. That's 5. Just an abysmal start at the plate here for the Pirates, as the Red Sox are looking dominant on the mound. Jared Triolo rounding out the lineup here in the 9 spot. Swinging on that first pitch and fouls it away. Timing was still late there, and despite only 30 pitches thrown here through 2 2/3, Cutter Crawford is about 60% with his energy, so he doesn't have elite level stamina from what it looks like, as I'll choose patience on that pitch and watch strike 2. And that's a good thing, because with all these strikeouts, with him being so dominant right now, as that stamina drains away, as Triolo, the little flair for the dramatic there off that, wasn't close to him at all. But as he gets more fatigued, I expect Crawford's command to start going. And we swing over the top of that sweeper. It is yet another strikeout. Wow, we got to do better. All right, well, on the other side of the coin here, bottom of the third, this game has been progressing pretty quickly. And Abreu will foul that fastball off at the top of the zone. Going to go slider, but we're going to go low and inside with this. And he checks it, but that is indeed a strike. 0-2 now. And we'll go circle change low and away. Yep. Reaches for it, and he's toast. Rafaela now to the plate. We'll begin with the slider away to him. And that's a swing and a miss. Boz has got the good stuff here through 2 1/3 so far. And we'll miss on that fastball inside. I'm going to go back to it, but this time we're going to give it some elevation. And that's pretty good. That's going to get him to pop up for Cruz here just in front of second base. 2 down very quickly, and Connor Wong now to the plate. I'm going to do a slider, but I'm going to try to target low and in. And Connor Wong takes that deep, and it's going over the monster, and the Red Sox have put one on the board in the early stages of this game. That's an unfortunate pitch right there, as we are trailing, and we also don't get the call to Jarren Duran. We didn't get a call on the first pitch to him to begin the game, and now here in a second at-bat, the same thing. This umpire's got to have Jarren Duran on his fantasy league or something. Fouls away the circle change below the zone, as Boz is just trying to close out this inning without any more excitement. And that is going to be lifted to center field. Carter, plenty of time, posts up underneath it. And that'll end the third, but now the Red Sox are leading. All right, we need to turn this thing around and quick. We need to stop striking out, stop giving him easy outs. Lineup has turned over. Everybody has seen him once. Let's dial in. Arise fouls away that fastball. Timing was just early on that. It was pretty close. Under the zone, though. Don't think that would have been called a strike. And that cutter comes in. I think we were late on that. Yeah, just late. Timing might be getting just a little bit better, but we're down 0-2. Because it's not looking good here for the top of the order. Above the zone, misses at 93. Maybe a bait pitch there. The confidence is completely maxed out here for Cutter Crawford, and it's hard to argue against that. He's been doing a great job. And we will swing and miss on that one as well. I think the timing was the problem there, as that's 7 strikeouts. Man, that's tough. Yeah, too late on that. Really challenging pitch there. And Brian Reynolds now to the plate. We need somebody to get this thing going. That's above the zone. Reynolds is a great guy to do it. I mean, switch hitter, high contact, high power, great vision. And the 2 spot, it probably couldn't be stronger. And we time it just late. It goes to left field and posted up on the warning track. It's out number 2. Still nothing going our way yet, both pitching and hitting. It's been a little challenging. Jock Peterson now, top of the 4th with 2 outs. And we don't time up that splitter, so it's only fouled away. Yeah, early on that. Okay. Below the halfway point for stamina, so Crawford should not be able to go very deep into this game, despite our poor performance, giving him very quick outs. It's 0-2 now against Jock Peterson. Here it comes. Swinging underneath it. Yeah, this is just... It's incredible. It's like somebody turned on the meter for him, and I'm just powerless right now. Bo Bichette now to the plate in the bottom of the 4th for the Boston Red Sox, and 96 is over the plate. Go curveball away now for Boz. We'll switch up the sequencing, and Bichette lays off of that one. We'll go slider now. That catches too much of the plate. Luckily, Bichette's off on his timing. And I'm going to go back to that curveball, but I am aiming lower now. 1-2. Wow, he just watches it. Total miss by Boz, by the way, but it's a strikeout, so I can't really argue. And Rafi Devers now to the plate. We'll aim up for that cold zone, high and tight. And we just miss it above the zone at 96. No offer by Devers. So we'll go to the circle change instead, and that's a good one. Trips him up on the timing there. And we'll go back to the hot stuff. And Cruz is not going to be able to get there, not even on the dive, fully extending out that gigantic body of his. And Devers is on with a single. Alex Bregman now, as we could get a double play to get us out of here nice and easy. But we miss with the slider under the zone to begin. And again, a ball that's fully in the zone that is just not called by this umpire. This guy might be from Boston. I mean, that's egregious there. You know, the beginning strike that wasn't called, and then again as the lineup turns over. I mean, we've got multiple instances now of very clear incorrect calls. Bregman flies out to right field meanwhile, and there's 2 down now as we try to strand that base runner. Tristan Casas here. I'm going to start with a curveball low and away. Under the zone, Bard able to scoop it in time. Bregman doesn't move. Not Bregman. It's the wrong guy on first. Missing below the zone. It's 2-0 now. And again, missing 3-0. You got to go fastball and mostly in the zone. I don't want to walk him. It's a big miss. That's 4 misses in a row against Casas. Boz signaling that that's his bad, and yeah, It fully is. That's not at all where I aimed. Make up for it with a strike one to Spencer Horowitz, though. And then we'll go inside. And Reynolds might have a chance here on the foul line. He's got it against the wall. He gets Boz out of that situation, and the Red Sox strand two. 8 strikeouts for Cutter Crawford, as he certainly got the best of us. Shane Boz, meanwhile, has not pitched a bad game. 2 hits, 1 walk, and an earned run through 4. It's not a bad line, but Crawford's been immaculate. And a big part of that has been my failing here at the plate with these guys. We're still looking for our first hit, and it's the top of the 5th inning. I know we're not usually supposed to talk about no-hitters, but if I can ruin his no-hitter by talking about it, which is typically the case when you do, then I'm going to do it. No-hitter, no-hitter, no-hitter. Hopefully I'm not Beetlejuicing myself.
I got a ball, 1
1-1 there from Crawford. Sawinski could break this thing open with 1 swing of the bat. He's certainly got the power to do so, as it's 1-1, and we'll watch that one outside the zone, as maybe Crawford is starting to slip here. 2 fastballs missed, one of them not particularly close. We'll see what he gives us. 2-1. And that is another miss, narrowly missing, that is, on the outside corner. It's 3-1. And Sawinski's definitely got the green light here to swing at it if it's in the zone. And it's not. Sawinski's going to take a walk here to lead off. And we've got a man on. That is the tying run. And now O'Neal Cruz is going to come up behind him. This is an opportunity. Cruz swinging at the first pitch. It's 92 and fouled away. Cannot spoil this now, as we're at the halfway point of this game. We've got our first base runner, but still no hit. And we go after that one. I thought it was going to come back down more in the zone than it was. As it stands, it was a deflection off the edge. And we're down 0-2. And here we go, back in strikeout territory. Okay, we get contact there, and it is thrown to second. They've got the lead runner, and a fielder's choice puts O'Neal Cruz on. Well, with the lack of base runners here, you know I'm going to send O'Neal Cruz. I am going to take an extra step with him, and he's got the green light to run for it. He gets a pretty good jump. That's a strike, and he's there. We've stolen second base to put ourselves in scoring position, and Sidelinker now has a monumental task here. Top of the 5th, 1 out, and the first time we've had a runner in scoring position. We've got to cash in. Sidelinker, contact weak to third base. No advance on the runner and an easy ground out. That's really, really poor. Evan Carter has the chance to do something really funny here. 2 outs, scoring position for the first time. Hopefully not the last. We check that swing inside on the fastball. Carter went 2 for 3 yesterday. Of course, that home run, the 2-run blast, big part of that win. And we'll watch that fastball inside. We had a pitch to take there. It's now 1-1. Got to be less selective. And over the top of that splitter. That's been a really, really effective pitch for him, man. I don't think that graphic is accurate. I wasn't that early as it shows, but it's 1-2 now. Under the zone, we did not go after it. Check swing was a success, and it's 2-2. I'd really, really like to see the boys start putting it together, man. Cutter Crawford's energy is now yellow. He is officially fatigued. And that's outside. It's a full count now, 3-2. Joey Bard about to follow up here. He's on deck. And Crawford, we get a piece of it. Oh, thank goodness. If I swung over the top of that and it was another strikeout, I was going to be pretty upset. We'll do the full count all over again. Timed that one pretty well. The 12-6 doesn't fool us. Yeah, that felt good. And pitch number 8 here. Full count again. That's called for a ball. The sweeper. It's a 50-50 pitch, and it finally goes our way. 2 men on now for Joey Bard. And this is where it gets really interesting for Cutter Crawford. He's thrown 60 pitches through 4 2/3. He's definitely got the stuff to get out of this, and Joey Bart has been just about useless here in the postseason. And we go after that one in the top of the zone. Luckily, that pop-up goes foul. What a disaster to pop out on the first pitch. 0-1 here. Swinging over the splitter. Here we go again.
2 strikes.
Oh, man. It's like, choose how I want to go down here. I think it's going to be a sweeper or a splitter. One of those two. That's a cutter, and it just misses as we have discipline on that one. Count moves to 1-2. And that's above the zone. It's a four-seamer. Yeah, he's not giving us anything yet. Nothing in the wheelhouse, but it's 2-2, and we might get it here. And yes, that's fouled away. It was the splitter down on the bottom of the zone. Luckily, Joey Bard was able to piece a little bit of lumber on that. And we'll do 2-2 again. Above the zone, full count. That means runners are on the move with Jared Triolo on deck. Another hero from yesterday's game who had a solo shot. Here we go. It's called for a ball. My goodness. Nerves of steel to hold on to that one as Crawford walks the bases loaded. Jared Triolo now to the plate. They're leaving Crawford in. The energy is red. It's critical. 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 5th. Boston defending a 1-run lead. Triolo has got to do something. We can't spoil this. It's above the zone, a ball, 92. Sox are warming up Puck and Jackson. This is getting really, really anxiety-inducing here, 1-0. We'll watch that. Felt like that was just going to jam us inside at 92. Not a quality pitch to go after. Finally, we were being selective. 1-1. Away with a sweeper. 2-1. Here we go. This has been the best inning that we've had against Crawford. And we've really benefited for some calls, too. Because if either one of those borderline pitches that was called a ball went for a strike, that I think would have been a strikeout. Misses inside on the cutter. It's 3-1. We might tie this game without getting a hit. Oh, my gosh. 3-1. Do I give Triolo the green light? It would... Oh, man, it would have to be really good. I don't know. We'll see. Crawford. Yeah. And it's going into foul territory. And it looks like it's not going to be caught. Yeah, we'll get another chance. Full count. Runners on the move. Energy absolutely disappearing here for Crawford. Here we go. Full count, 2 outs. It's a ball. We have shown discipline enough to walk home the tying run. Cruises into the plate. And that should be it for Crawford. Except it's not. Luis Ariz now. Lefty-righty matchup. The contact and clutch king as the lineup turns over. Who has never gotten a hit off of Cutter Crawford. Come on now. This is the moment. With the bases loaded, we could turn this whole thing around right now. We'll watch that one. 90. Top of the zone. Ariz 0 for 6, but with the 2 at-bats today, he's 0 for 8. Come on, man. And there... No! It's speared out of the air at second base. We'll strand 3, but at least in a somewhat unorthodox fashion, we've tied the game. Wow. Incredible drama here. Bottom of the 5th now for Shane Baz, who does have plenty of energy himself. So as long as he maintains the momentum right now, he could go pretty deep into this game. We'll go circle change low and away 0-1 under the zone, and it's fouled away by Abreu. Gonna go fastball high and away now. I want him to swing and miss. And he'll do one of those. Okay, curveball away. Can we get him to chase? Whoa, catches way too much of the zone. Sawinski trailing back deep into right field. And we've got our first out. It is at least a whole new ball game right now as we have reset the pieces. After tying this game up, I can breathe just a little bit easier as Rafaela grounds out on the first pitch. Connor Wong here. The run that came in was a solo shot from him, and I'd like to not duplicate that if possible. Go slider 0-1. Well, that's beautiful, but not where I aimed it. So I have some concern here about the control. We'll go curveball. Catches too much again, but Triolo able to field the grounder. And that's a very quick and clean 5th inning for Boz. We knew the Red Sox were going to make a change, and it is A.J. Puck. Reynolds, as a switch hitter, will move over bat righty here, as the energy is about, 85, 90% or so, somewhere up there. Puck could probably go for a while, as Reynolds is going to get great contact going back deep into right field, and it's not gone. It is off the wall, and he will have a leadoff double. Reynolds, I said earlier, might have been the great guy to get our first hit, and it does come true, but several innings after that statement, as now Jock Peterson is on the plate here. Nobody out, runner in scoring position again. And we are off timing there late on the four-seamer. It's fouled away 0-1. Puck has got some pretty good stuff, so we're definitely still in for a challenge as I twitch and think about it. Jackson remains in the bullpen, and Winkowski joins him. I'd like to go back to a righty if possible. This is the lineup for it. Hello. We have been shut out completely in this game so far. The number of strikeouts is just absurd. And it's 1-2 as we're preparing to give another one. And contact is made there, but it's foul. 1-2 all over again. Confidence is not that high for Puck, but a strikeout would do wonders for that. And instead, Peterson will pop high up into foul territory near third base. And that's a non-productive first out. Jack Sawinski now. Still plenty of power left on left. I mean, we could still have some excitement here. And that's lifted high in the left field. It will come down before the warning track. And that is another non-productive out as we are nearing stranding Brian Reynolds. O'Neal Cruz up to the bat now. Up to the plate, excuse me. 0-2 today. 2 outs. Contact on 97 is foul. Late on that timing. Getting into the deeper stages of this game now, all tied up. Oh, that's a perfect shot. And yes, Cruz is going to get that through the gap into left center field. Reynolds is going to come home. And a RBI double with 2 outs is now going to give us the lead. It's 2-1 Pirates. Nice job. And Sidelinker up to the plate will be intentionally walked. Oh, man, they're scared of the rookie. Yeah, they don't want that smoke, man. Sidelinker is the real deal. I'm really going to miss that guy. Instead, they're going to opt to pitch to Evan Carter with 2 men on. Man, I have intrusive thoughts of doing a double steal, but I don't think I'm going to do it. As we swing over that fastball, 96, dead center of the zone and a little down. Good timing as well, but Carter just misses it. 0-1. Under the zone there. That's a pretty good take if I do say so myself. Confidence at like 40% or so for Puck now. 1-1. Over the top of that sweeper as Puck gets the better of Carter. Too early on the timing as he's pinpointing the bottom portion of the zone there. 1-2 now. And yes, absolutely. That's fantastic. Cruz is going to come home. That's a single and an RBI for Evan Carter. And it's now 3-1 as the offense begins to come to life. And Puck will have to face a righty, but it's Joey Bart. I don't know how intimidating that is. Confidence very low now for Puck. Oh, that was a good one to hit. That was a really, really good one. Bart just fouls it away as we are late on that timing. It's 0-1. 2 down, 2 on. Way inside on that sinker. Puck misses badly. 1-1. Really nice to take the lead here in back-to-back innings. And Bard with a weak fly ball that's going to go into center field and strand 2 more base runners. But we've now got a decent cushion as we go into the bottom of the 6th. All right. Boz has thrown 54 pitches. His energy is more than half. I mean, if things went perfectly, we could be talking about a complete game for him. Now, I absolutely don't anticipate that that's going to be the case. As, yeah, no mistake on that first pitch to Jarren Duran. Took 3 at-bats for us to get a clear call on him, but we've got strike 1. Strike 2 follows it in almost the same place, but it's still a miss from Boz. It's not where I'm aiming at all. And Duran, I don't know what's going on here. He just watches 3 strikes come across the plate. That couldn't have been easier. But all 3 pitches did not go where I placed them. Boz's control is slipping, so despite the strikeout right there on 3 pitches, I'm actually somewhat less confident than I was prior to that at-bat. It's 0-1 against Bichette as we get that one inside, and he lifts it way high up in the foul territory and left. All right, and 0-2, we're going to go back to the slider. I'm going to give it a little bit of elevation, and he does not chase. Discipline there to hold back. 1-2 will go curveball. Catches too much of the zone. That's another big miss. And we're going to get punished for these at some point. Does not chase the fastball. It's a waste pitch there, and we'll go circle change away. Another one that is close enough for him to go after, but Bichette now showing discipline as the slider narrowly misses. Boz walks him. And there's a base runner with 1 out. All right, Devers to the plate. We got to really hit our spots here, as Boz does not to begin the at-bat. Circle change low and away. All right, that was much closer to where I was aiming, so I'll take that one. We'll cross the plate here with a fastball under the zone, and Devers fouls it away. 1-2 now. Want to go slider going inside. Yeah, that does chop him up, but unfortunately it's a bloop in the left field as there's now 2 men on with only 1 out in the heart of the Red Sox lineup. All right, Bregman at the plate. The number 4, the cleanup hitter. 1 out, 2 on. Got to be very careful. And wow, a first pitch pop-up right there in front, and that will invoke the infield fly rule. Nice job. Couldn't ask for better there as Tristan Casas with MVP chance still from the local Fenway faithful. It's 96 on the bottom of the zone. We've got our first strike. And I'm going to go slider. Yeah, let's do slider low and away. Under the zone, he does not chase it. I'm going to go fastball high and away. And we pretty much nail our spot there at 95. Back to the circle change we go. 1-2. Over the top of it, Boz gets the strikeout and will strand what would have been the tying run on first base. Let's go. Winkowski comes in, and that's another right-hander. Now, Jared Triolo is leading off here in the 9 spot, so we won't get the advantage here, but as the lineup turns over and Winkowski has that 3-batter minimum, he will see a few lefties, excuse me. That's a cutter under the zone to miss to begin the at-bat here against Triolo. Winkowski coming in with a little bit of stamina drain already. That's good for us. And that's 2 misses in a row. Can't locate the cutter yet as it's under the zone. Triolo with a solo shot yesterday. Wow, cutter is called for a strike right up there. Just skims the top corner. Alrighty then. 2-1. A big miss. Yeah, cutter does not seem to be going where he wants to. And despite that, the confidence is still very high for Winkowski. And that is ball 4. Triolo with the leadoff walk. That's a nice job. As I'd love to get some insurance runs here. And 1, 2, and 3 now due up, barring a double play. Arise way under the zone, still making contact. You know, it's funny that you can get a piece of that one, but stuff that's right in the wheelhouse. I mean, in the zone, dead center even, swinging, good timing, miss. But under the zone, yeah, he'll get a piece of it. Arise deep to center field, and he's got it on the warning track just before the wall. It's about 370 feet to pop out. Wow. All right, Reynolds will shimmy over to the other side and bad lefty once again against Winkowski. And that was pretty good. It's going to go back. I'm running that runner, and yes, they're not going to be able to get it. Reynolds is going to have a double off of the monster. We send the runner home for that insurance, and we've got it. It's 4-1 now, as the Pirates are slowly taking advantage here of some miscues from the Red Sox. It was a valiant effort there in left center field to try to grab that ball, but the jumping effort does not go their way. Nice. All right. Man in scoring position for Jock Peterson. Righty on the mound. 1 out with a 3-run lead. And probably shouldn't have swung at that. That's a cutter inside. Not much we're going to do with that. And it's 0-1 against Peterson. Under the zone with that cutter. Yeah, he's definitely had a hard time locating it, and we have shaken that confidence for him. 3-run lead in the 7th. Seeking more, and I'm not going to send him. Nope. That's too close. Shallow right field. I don't think we had enough speed for that. Peterson will settle for a single and to advance the runner and put men on the corners. And Sawinski's going to inherit. All right, I just need something out of the infield here. I do think that with 66 speed, there is enough over on third base for a pop out to the outfield to get him home. And contact is made there, but now we're down 0-2, and instead of aspirations of a sacrifice fly, now I'm simply trying to fight it off and not strike out. And it's above the zone. That cutter misses once again. It's a familiar story now from Winkowski as he has entered the fatigued state, under 50% on that energy. Under the zone, Sawinski. I'm not sending Jock. No, he's got 28 speed. I think that you could give him halfway to second base and he'd still get thrown out right there. O'Neill Cruz with men on the corners and 2 outs is the final hope to add more runs in this inning. And we'll swing in a terrible pitch to swing at. That cutter misses badly, but so do we. 0-1. Come on, Cruz. Contact on the sinker. That was one to go after. Outside edge, but Cruz has got really long arms. He's able to get out there and extend. And we're back to 0-2. That's a miss with the sinker.
2 strikes.
After this, I do anticipate that Winkowski will be replaced. I'll put somebody else in. And no, right to third base. The hot corner is hot today, but Reynolds gives us another run. It is the bottom of the 7th now, and the energy is still green for Shane Baz, but I am very, very cautious here. If there's a base runner, he's getting replaced. But a first pitch out from Spencer Horowitz will do it. Thanks, bud. That's definitely a good start. And Wilyer Abreu now with 1 out. We'll watch strike 1, and that is exactly where I wanted that ball to go. See if we can get him to pop out, give that fastball some elevation now. And oh boy, that definitely quickened my heart rate right there. 19 pitches to get through the 6th inning as we're hoping for a quicker one here. We'll circle change away. And that is a ground out. Arise is going to play another one. And we've got 2 down. And Rafaela now with 2 down very quickly in the 7th. Swings over that slider.
0-1's the count.
We go fastball low and away. And we nail it. There we go. Baz is giving us some good stuff now. It's pretty much going where I want it. And the curveball swung over and missed. Bard halfway back to the dugout, remembering he's got to throw to first. And that's an awesome inning for Shane Baz. The Red Sox off for Zach Jackson, who's been warming up for several innings to this point, and he's been very good. Let's see if we can add anything more, though. And he will be facing Steve Seidlinker to begin. 0 for 2 today. And that's a miss. Fastball low and away.
Counts 1-0.
Comes in really, really quick, man. That said 93. It looked at about 103. That one very slow. 83 on the slider, and we'll watch it. Jackson, another one that we've seen already in this series. And because of that, his energy is quite depleted.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And I'd like to definitely continue that trend. We've seen the familiar faces so far here in Game 2. And with a 4-1 lead, there's not much left to go. So we're not going to see too many more relievers, I think, pretty much no matter what happens. So Jackson should have the 8th, and depending on how quick he gets through it, he might have the 9th. And Seidlinker fends that one off to defend the outside edge. 2-2 one more time. Does he throw a slider? Yeah, he does. Okay. Might be a slider coming. It's not. It's a fastball inside, so he fooled me on that sequence, but luckily Seidlinker able to grab a piece of it to stay alive. We go 2-2 again. And another fastball inside. Not what I'm expecting here, so some trickery, but it's a full count. Seidlinker could still pull this one out. And it's called for a ball. Now the umpire is making up for some egregious bad calling earlier in the game against us as Carter comes in with 1 man on and nobody out. Contact is made as the 4-seamer at 92 comes in. It's early on the timing. Okay. I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess. Whoa, missing inside with the slider as Carter backs off. Showing the dance moves there. Jackson now officially fatigued as well. His energy is yellow, and circle change. It's fouled away. Carter can't get enough of the barrel on that. Only slightly early on that timing. But it's 1-2. Another one that's way inside. The reverse hip thrust from Carter for the second time as those sliders have really trimmed him. It's 2-2. Trying to defend the zone, but it ended up not being close at all. We swing over the top, and Jackson's got a strikeout. Joey Bart is going to follow that up here. 0 for 2 today. 1 for 30 is what it feels like in the playoffs. And we'll begin 1-0. I really feel like I've lost all hope for Joey Bart to have a spark. And it's sad because there was a brief moment in time where Joey Bart was absolutely incredible for us. I mean, he was a stud. He was the dude. He definitely had reached dude status. And, man, I really miss that guy. It's a pop-out on good timing for him, and just yet another example of what else can we do. Jared Triolo now with 2 men on, or 2 outs, excuse me, and 1 man on. And we'll watch that fastball miss well above the zone. I do think now that Jackson probably does not take the 9th. With his fatigue showing, I don't think that they're going to let him come back out. If they want this game to remain close and give them a chance in the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th, then they need to have some good pitching out there. And Jackson's going to be too fatigued, I think, to give them that.
2 balls, 1 strike.
It's another miss, and it's now 2-1. Yeah, that slider just cannot be located. It's like a magnet over on that side of the plate. And the circle change will follow it. 3-1 now with 2 men out as Triolo is trying to put together a good at-bat. Shouldn't have swung. That would have been ball 4. Instead, it's a full count, which means we are sending Seidlinker. And it could be an exciting moment. No, Triolo is underneath that, pops it high up into shallow right field, and will strand yet another base runner. Bottom of the 8th coming up. And I'm going to bring in Dennis Santana. I think 7 innings, a 1-run ball from Boz is just about all you could ask for realistically, especially here in the World Series where the competition is the fiercest. And Santana, through 3 games, has not been touched. So we'll hope that continues here. 9-1-2 as Connor Wong will pop foul to begin the bottom of the 8th. I thought for a second that might have been, catchable in foul territory. It was not. And we'll miss on the slider on the follow-up pitch. All right, what about a sinker? We'll go inside. And no, side linker reacting very well, but he's not going to be able to do anything close to getting that. And Wong with the leadoff single. And Jaron Duran now, as I'm going to start him with a sinker low and away. Really, really good, and he swings over the top.
0-1.
All right, we'll go circle change in the same spot. And another really, really nice pitch. Feels so good when you can pinpoint that. We're going to go cutter, and I'm going to aim inside. It goes more low, but it is inside, and he just does not go after it. All right, I want to go fastball. Try to jam him here, 1-2. Doesn't go after it. It catches too much elevation anyways. And I'm going to try a backdoor slider. That's really nice. Side linker. We're going to turn 2. Triolo on the jump, and he's got him. A spectacular defensive play, and we clear the bases. Wow, that's really nice. Bo Bichette now, and we'll go sinker to begin the at-bat to him. And it's just barely foul down the third base line. Really close. We'll go slider away now. Wow, he went after it, tried to hold up, but the lunge is called correctly by the umpire. I'm going to go cutter high and away. And it ends up just going away, but not high. A rise posted up in foul territory near the dugout, and we've got it. 3 more outs to go, and we've got a win in game 2. And Brian Bayo is coming in for the Red Sox here. Another right-hander, which usually is good for us. And he's only got 2 innings of work so far. We have not seen him yet. And swinging on the first pitch, Arise is only able to foul it away. Sinker, slider, circle change, and four-seamer. Lots of funky stuff here from Bayo. And Arise with a ground out to second base to begin the top of the 9th. Ryan Reynolds back to the plate now. 2 for 4 today. As we've got a 3-run lead, and we've got some mashers that could add more.
Counts 1-0.
Sinker misses way inside as they're warming up Priester and Tejada. Gotta hope that they will not need them. I don't want them to push extras, which would, I think, be the only scenario that we would see another pitcher.
Yeah.
Gifting him a swing and miss there as it's 1-1 instead of 2-0. It wasn't particularly close. There's no reason to swing at that. Trying to defend the zone for that one as the sinker comes in and gets much closer this time. Good timing as well, but it's 1-2 as we are swinging at just about everything. Almost did that. You saw the twitch, I'm sure. It's 2-2 now, though. It is a pretty good sinker from Bayo. It's quite deceptive as Brian Reynolds is finally going to get another, well, not finally, he's going to get another hit. And I say finally because my instinct was like, okay, now it feels like every inning we're getting something. We're getting some momentum, and that's where I was going for the finally, but I abandoned that thought really quickly. Jock Peterson watches the sinker high and away to begin ball 1. Bayo's got plenty of energy, but not as much confidence. And that is a weak ground ball. Reynolds almost in the way of that. Peterson's able to get to first as the slow roll of that ground ball turns it into a fielder's choice. And Sawinski now with 2 men out. Could be the final batter here in game 2 for us. Peterson on first. And we go after it. I liked where I thought that was going, about 2 or 3 inches below where it ended up, and right on the belt almost. It would have been a nice pitch to swing at. And another ground ball to second base. And we go down to the bottom of the 9th. Now, this might be a controversial decision here, but I'm putting in Hunter Harvey. And hear me out. Our closer played yesterday, so he's a little bit fatigued. And I'm thinking now, despite this being a save situation, if I use our closer and it takes a while to get through this 9th and we deplete that energy enough, we might not be able to have him as an option for game 3 if it came to it. So I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit now, which is always dangerous, but with a 3-run lead, I feel like that's just enough to allow me to try something like this. So I brought in Hunter Harvey, and I'm hoping that this works out. It's 2-2 here, and the splitter is fouled away. Devers stays alive. I'm going to go fastball, low and inside. And Arise is going to play that. That's 1 down off of the ground out and 2 to go. Bregman now to the plate. We'll begin with a slider. Swing and a miss, big time. Way, way off on the timing there. That's nice for us. And again, off on that timing. We'll go splitter away 0-2. And Bregman finally able to make contact. Okay, we'll go back to the slider then, 0-2. Swing and makes a little bit of contact there, just enough. We'll go fastball low and inside. He defends it. I was really just hoping for him to swing over that. All right, what about a 12 curve down in the dirt?
1 ball.
Yeah, no chase. I didn't think that there was a high percentage chance that he was going to swing at that. We'll go back to the splitter. And that is a ground out. Triolo on the shift is going to have to run over, but he's got it. And we're down to the final out now. Harvey might be able to do it, and wouldn't you know it, it's Tristan Casas. The MVP, according to this crowd. It's 0-1 off the foul ball. We'll go back to that splitter. Harvey's looking good. That's strike 2 as the fans should all be on their feet now. It's 0-2 against Casas. And we've got him. He swung over, and Harvey closes this game with an excellent performance. We needed 3 pitchers to do it. We drained their bullpen, and I was really worried about the possibility of a no-hitter halfway through this game, and the boys started turning it up. It's a 4-1 win, and we now lead the World Series 2-0. Well, what a back half of that game, as we were able to utilize the small ball, and a couple key calls from the umpire aided us in a 4-1 win in game 2 to go up 2-0. And now we come home. The next game here at PNC Park is going to be game 3. It's Tanner Houck versus Jared Jones. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cannot wait to get to the conclusion of this series, and it looks like it just might end on a positive note.